People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me is my good friend Joe.
Hi, everybody.
Together we got a little something called Kinda Right.
You know, you start this off with people from Earth. How about if
I just think it's funny.
How about if there's other people on other planets listening? Do you think they'd be offended?
Now, I think with the whole time fucking change thing, if they do listen, not time change, you know what I'm saying, fucking the distance between us, if they're listening, it's 2 million years from now. Because it's certainly not going at the speed of light anywhere fast. You know what I mean?
Well, the radio waves are.
Do they move at the speed of light?
Yes.
Yeah, shows you how little I know about that type of thing. I should probably know about it, but
radio waves and electricity move at the speed of light.
I knew that I didn't know that electricity.
Ask me why.
Why?
I have no idea.
I can't imagine that radio waves move at the speed of light.
They do.
That means you hear them instantly if you got the right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
They do for some reason.
How do they know where to stop?
They're similar. I don't think they stop. I think they
just keep going, even if they're inaudible to the human ear. They got to stop at some point.
You mean when they run out of energy?
It's like, how far does light go? It depends on how big the object is throwing the light. Certainly, a light bulb here can't be seen from a planet somewhere else. You got to have. They might be able to see the lights of the Earth. I think that's the other thing about the whole thing. Are we alone or whatever? I think, and yeah, we're discovering new planets every day. We're discovering stars with planets every day. It's great. It makes you think maybe we're not alone, but they would be able to see the light on a civilized planet like ours. Well, they would be able to.
The thing is, it's not. You have to have the strength of your listening device in order to see the light. Do you follow what I'm saying? Or your observable.
Right.
Your device has to be gigantic.
Right.
Because these radio waves will travel literally forever.
That was my question.
And I want to say that they will be reduced in atmosphere, but once they're in space, they're unimpeded. But then again, you know what? I'm not, because radio waves can be acted on by magnetic forces, just like by gravity, just like light can. So if radio waves get near enough a black hole, they're going into the fucking black hole.
You know what's funny? That fucking Voyager from 1977 is still going. It's way outside of the solar system, and they've lost contact with it. If any fucking race falls across that thing, now obviously they'll be way far more advanced than us, but we have a phonograph on there, a gold phonograph.
Two of them. Two dicks.
Do you think
not two dicks, Joe?
If we are if we're not alone in the universe, did anyone else have the phonograph?
Well,
it just seems like a silly way to fucking. We talk about the music on them, and you don't understand. You think it sucks. It does suck because you got to take care of the vinyl records. But the gold phonograph will last forever. I wonder if that'd be a scratchy motherfucker.
I can honestly say that a phonograph record, when it is brand new, and if you have a really nice stylus, the music sounds warmer. It's very hard to describe that.
You're right. It's three-dimensional it's more than three-dimensional. There's an extra
Well, I'm not going to go in that direction.
Cubic thing going on.
But it's warmer.
Yeah. See.
However, you have to listen. You have to have listened to a lot of music to pick that up. And if you listen to a CD through a nice system, it's going to sound just fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to really...
And it's, I don't think metal music is going to sound much warmer.
Really what it is, and you can't, you're right. The key term that you used was if you listen to a lot of music. If you listen to a lot of music, you can hear all the really high highs and really low lows are compressed the fuck out of digitized music.
Well, they're not really.
Where on the analog music, you can. That's why it's fuller, because there's frequencies you're not experiencing. You can look at it. You look at the waves that they produce.
But they've gotten pretty good at, meaning there's a lot less space between the ones and zeros. You have a lot more ones and zeros making up any given second or minute of sound.
Yeah.
Than when originally done.
I'm not complaining. I listen to
Then
zero analog music.
Do you know I just completely made that up? I have no idea.
I wasn't listening anyway.
I have no idea whether...
Because I know when it comes to this shit, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know how to build stereos. You used to know how to do that. And you enjoy your music, but...
I don't listen to as much music as I would like to.
You're not exactly an audiophile. Can we put it that way?
No, but I have built a lot of nice speakers.
You have.
In my day, and I can tell the difference between shitty sound and good sound.
Did you put much effort into building amp? I forget, like audiophile type amps, or did you just end up going with the good ones?
I've never built an audiophile amplifier.
Okay.
I just had a love for Hafler amplifiers because when I was in college, I listened. My buddy and Ira and I went to an actual. Remember when they used to have like hi-fi stores?
Yeah.
Which don't exist anymore, I don't believe.
No, because, it's all online. So first it was the box stores, Best Buy, Circuit City, places like that.
I don't even know if they make anything decent anymore, do they?
Everything works just fine. And for $100, you can get a perfectly serviceable stereo amp.
I know you can go and buy, Macintosh. You can buy a Macintosh amplifier for $12,000.
Yeah, no.
There's tubes on it.
You can still
shiny.
spend whatever you want.
And it's all
Yamaha still makes a
fucking
line.
bullshit.
You just haven't had to buy one in a while.
I'd like to make...
Plus, the amplified speaker thing is kind of how we listen to music now. You know what I mean?
I would like to make a 2-channel tube amp specifically for hi-fi.
Did you ever? You had a Carver hi-fi too, like a really high-end. Well, maybe not a high-end Carver, but it's a high-end. I could have sworn you had a Carver amp laying around here.
I
somewhere.
have a Carver receiver.
Oh, it's a receiver. It's not necessarily an amp.
I think
it might have an amp in it.
I think it's in the cabana.
Oh, is it? Maybe
yeah.
I could have sworn I seen it kicking around. I didn't know if it was in the other room over there or in. So that is a stereo amp.
But the Carver was controversial because there were many audiophiles when Carver came out with his. It was basically an amplifier that I don't know. It somehow took AC current, kind of like my little power supply there. It was a magnetic field amplifier. And I have no idea what that means, but it was a different design than the basic transistor. Essentially like the Hafler amplifier was as close to a tube amp using
solid state technology
as you could get. And it was just a beautiful amplifier. And it was a brick. And that's why I bought those, which is owned by, I don't even know if they exist anymore. I don't even know if Rockford Fosgate is still around.
Jeez, I don't know. I mean.
But Rockford Fosgate bought Hafler, and they made those amplifiers that I have now.
Yeah.
And one that you had for a while. I think I bought it back from you, right?
Yeah, I kind of rented it for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
and it was a fine amp, but.
And it's.
I think I got a QSC from you also.
Yeah, and that
was a workhorse, but it died. Oh, you know what?
It's a much more durable.
One channel died. Amp. Yeah, I know. It was the 1450, the QSC 1450. One channel died, and I sold it to a guy for like $100. I think I bought it from you for $3. I used it for 5 or 6, 7 years.
I want to say
a lot. While two bands were gigging,
It was a $500 amplifier, and it was 350 watts per channel. So
yeah, no, it was a good amp. I think if bridged, it was 1,000. I think it was 1,000 watts.
Yeah, because I had it bridged.
Yeah,
running into a. Remember when I had that insane system down here in the basement before it became Anna's apartment.
Oh, with
that we are
the
now
community
podcasting.
CSX, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the wall of sound, and then I had a.
Oh, you had the JBLs. I bought them from you too.
Right. I still have a kicker.
I sold those too, man. Ugh. Those were just too
You're
big.
a whore.
I had to sell them.
I have a JBL subwoofer that's in a closet that I built around the fucking thing, and I don't even know if I can get it out.
Yeah, that's funny.
But it's still in there. I got to get it out at some point. And I can't get myself to sell those community speakers because you can't buy those.
I have
You can't replace
I have the
them.
one you gave me one of those because you had a
Right.
few of them. That one I used as my fucking vocal and drum monitor at bigger gigs that I did sound for. I literally put it on a little table and put it next to my head.
You know what I think I'm going to do?
It was beautiful.
I'm going to take that stupid shelf out right there and stack them right there
Yeah,
and hook the stereo up
you should. Why not?
and have 1,000 watts per channel in an 18 by 14 room.
I think I might have turned you on to that shit a little bit.
Well, you got me on the pro audio
Pro audio gig.
so that you don't blow up your stuff.
You just nothing blows up unless you use it all the time at extremely high volume, and it you know
well,
whatever.
and it goes
It's-
you know, we had a couple drunken sessions.
It's made
down
to be
here, and
used. It's
didn't-
made to be
I couldn't
used.
hear for 3 days, and
And again,
people down at the half mile away were going.
if you're some fucking audiophile who's listening to, you know, classical 100-piece fucking
trying to-
orchestras on
You're trying
vinyl,
to figure out
you're not going to like that
notes
sound.
from.
But if you're going to listen to
Miles
Zeppelin,
Davis.
and if you happen to also have an outboard equalizer, so you could fucking form that. If you want to listen to a lot of bass, you can make that happen. You know what I mean?
You can't.
Now, did you ever have a system that had external crossovers? Because that's what I had for a while when I was doing sound. You know, I'd have two
I have.
subwoofers, two mid speakers, and two high ends, and then I had the external
Yeah, and
crossover.
you showed me how to do that as well.
Oh, I did?
I still have a crossover.
Oh no shit! Because I didn't. I just don't remember you having those separate type of speak. You might add something. You might add something that was biampable. Yeah, you might add a speaker column that was biampable.
Well, I had the crossover for the subwoofer, so it changed so that it would just send.
Yeah, just those frequencies, whatever you
It would
set the
cut
cross.
everything
Yeah,
that below.
50. Well, yeah.
I don't
60.
know, like 300 hertz. Anything above 300 hertz wouldn't go to the.
It should be like 65.
Subwoofer.
Yeah.
So there has been, I guess, Cohen. There's been no political news that's really exciting.
Who's Cohen now again? Because
Cohen
I
is
wrote down some
Trump's-
political shit. Go ahead.
Trump's lawyer, I just saw
Oh,
it on
he's the lawyer.
crawl. I guess they kicked the doors in at his house or something.
At least at his office. Alan Dershowitz is bullshit, by the way. Alan Dershowitz loves Trump's, and Alan Dershowitz is a communist, but he loves Donald Trump personally, and he is his fucking sole legal defender, man. And he lost his mind about this. There are a lot of lawyers losing their mind because there's certain things that.
Yeah, there was a raid on Trump lawyers.
Yeah.
Saw records of payment to him. Well, here's the thing. This is what happened.
By the way, it's not a big deal.
Well, and to be fair, I found it pretty grotesque during the Clinton era too.
Yeah.
Because there was a special prosecutor appointed. Well, but there were special prosecutors appointed for
Everything.
fucking everything.
Yeah.
And here's what happens. You get the special prosecutor in, and they've been talking about this. Already Sessions, I believe, has sent this letter out. There was to Mueller saying, look, the deal is you're going after collusion with Russia, not to find... We're not looking for this investigation to spread out to see whether... Bless you.
Thanks.
You know, Trump was having sex with whores. That, you know, and that's how these things go, and they tend to take on a life of their own. And then they get people, you know, so essentially you find zero collusion and like 4 people go to jail because they for obstruction because they fucking lied, and they probably didn't even know they were obstructing justice because, you know, unlike Hillary finding the file in the bedroom, her
Right.
billing records that just happened to be in the private residence one morning, and she didn't see them.
Well, of course.
They were looking for them for fucking 3 years,
And they happen to be there.
and then all of a sudden they appeared.
I believe they were stuffed between her mattress and her box.
I think they were
string.
stuffed in her cunt.
Yeah, or something of that fucking nature.
But I mean, it doesn't do the country any good. This
wonder
isn't helping out.
I wonder if Hillary Clinton's got a pretty little pussy, or is it all blown apart? Or I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
That is a disgusting thought.
I figured I'd throw a wrench.
Have you noticed? Hillary's gone. They're both gone.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this a show or so ago.
No, you didn't. I think.
I think they were all done. I think that's it. They're in their 70s.
Bill's going to be dead soon, unfortunately.
Well, and you know what's driving Bill faster to the grave is the fact that this election has outed Bill for the scum that he always has been.
Yeah.
Because he got a pass when he was, for some reason, all these feminists, even who am I trying? Betty Friedan and the other
Gloria Steinem
Gloria Steinem.
loves Bill Clinton.
They just fucking gave Clinton a pass on all this shit. And it all came out during this race because the race was, of course, so nasty. And I want to say to all our liberal listeners, none of you, and all our conservative listeners.
We have more liberal listeners than conservative
all four
listeners,
of you.
Joe.
Meaning all four of our listeners. Yeah, I'm probably.
We got about 10 hardcore liberals who listen, and the rest of them are hardcore right guys.
You have to. It's very easy to say this. Trump is boastful about himself. He's
A whoremonger.
you can say he's a liar. You can go ahead and say he's a
boy.
liar.
I think he's
But-
less of a liar than the rest of them.
There's kind of a difference between embellishing and lying. But for the sake of argument, just call him a liar. Go ahead. You can call him an awful person, which maybe he is. But you have to give the guy some credit for exposing so much of the bullshit that has been going on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, no, he's adept at it.
He has ripped the lid off, and this is why I love it and love him.
In that sense, he really did drain the swamp. He
has
didn't drain it of
done-
the people, but he's drained it of the
No, but
fucking.
he tore the roof off the whole fucking thing,
and we can all look in.
You can see in and
Yep.
see how these scumbags are scurrying around
of everything.
And that is the reason why I'm a huge Trump fan,
Yeah.
because he doesn't have a dog in. I don't think he gives a fuck
He
about.
doesn't.
He said something right in the middle of the race. He said, "Look, this is the Republican Party. It's not the Conservative Party.
Right,
He doesn't give a fuck about conservatism."
Right.
So, that he is just.
No, he can't.
None of the people that he's working with today that are Republicans wanted him to win.
I'll tell you this: it's another big C word that he cares about, and he cares about it only, and that's capitalism. That's it. He doesn't care about conservatism. Conservatism and capitalism may fucking, in the Venn diagram of life, they might have a little fucking joining there, but
Well-
they're not the same thing.
And at the same
They're not
ti-
exclusive either, but
At the same time, I think you can give him some credit. Now, depending on how insanely liberal you are, and you can't think, you can't do any rational thought.
You can't reason.
They can't do rational thought if you're one of these insane people.
And if you're an insane righty, you can't reason either.
But the road to fascism is paved with the beginnings of
Yeah.
wild left-wing people
Taking your guns away. That's how it starts.
taking words away from you, making various speech illegal.
Well, they think words are weapons too because they hurt. Words hurt.
You don't have. Here's the thing in the United States.
You know that words hurt, Joe?
You have no right to not have your feelings hurt.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You have absolutely no right.
That is not a human right to not have
It's not in the Constitution. Someone, if your feelings get hurt by what someone says,
It's okay.
that's too bad.
Well, no, it's okay.
And you can do things. You can write the person a letter, call them a cocksucker. You can
finger their dog.
You can't. Well, you could if you can get away with it. You could
Well, I
finger
guess.
their dog.
But I'm saying
you can throw shit.
legally, if they hurt your feelings and you fingered their dog, you're the one who broke the fucking law, not
Right.
them.
But you have no right. There's no right to people having their feelings unhurt. And we have to stop fucking around. And I think it's going to swing the other way. It's going to balance itself out.
Where we're all hurting each other's feelings all day long.
Because the crazies with this nonsense about, this insanity where there's 30 fucking different genders and we have to be cognizant and aware. All of us have to be cognizant and aware that there are 30 different genders. No, there's not. There aren't 30 different genders. I'll give you that there's, some folks out there, we've talked about this, that are confused and they don't know whether
That's
they're
more
man
about
or
language than actual fucking human biology,
we're-
by the way.
we're not
That's
gonna
about-
make
there's
up
not
little
30
words.
different ways. There's not 30 different pronouns. All right?
You got a dick or a pussy.
There's him, her, me, you, I, me, whatever. There's no je.
You got a dick and a pussy, and you may,
I know what you're saying.
some days you may wish you had a pussy while you have a dick, and vice versa. But beyond that, I don't see how there's, I don't see how there's 30 other genders.
Clearly. There's
You know,
two genders.
There's not a lot of people born with, say,
There are some
a dick
hermaphrodites
out of their
out
back.
there. But even hermaphrodites, none of them are perfectly androgynous. All right? Androgyny is something from the head. It's not. There's no such thing as androgyny. You're a boy or you're a girl, and if you're a hermaphrodite and you have genitalia of the both, you're either a boy or a girl in your fucking head.
And
all right? It's not.
Look at it like this.
There's two. It's boys and girls.
See, I think these people have to start seeing their situation as a disadvantage and see it as an advantage in the sense that if push comes to shove and shit's going wrong, you could always get a job at the circus. You know what I mean? Showing off your
I was
going to
say in porn, but now internet porn is really hard to make a living in. Not that I would know, not that I tried, but I have consumed
Al,
enough.
I'm going to ask you a question because
And I'm going to answer it, Joe, because that's why I'm here, kid.
you were a consumer of porn for a while.
I was. I actually consumed some of it last week, too, while I fucked my left fist.
Well, there's nothing wrong with looking at a little porn now and again. And are any of these people making any money?
They're just not. The
They
guys
just-
who make money are the same. It's the same way Facebook makes money or anybody else. If somehow you end up on their site, even like when you go to YouPorn or Tube Galore, and that's like the encyclopedic site that finds the shit for you, when you click on it, you go to their site, and every time you click, it's worth advertising to them because you see advertising.
But does that go to the porn
screen
producers?
is this big, and there's ads all around it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And there's pop-up ads that you gotta
And
close
that's
down
all.
and shit.
That's all based on clicks, and fucking people are paying to do that. You know,
So
and it's mostly other porn shit. You know what I mean?
are there people that are making the porn, getting
that I
the
would know.
advertising revenue?
Yes, because by and large, by the time you get to wherever you are watching the video, the person who made that film, by and large, is the one who is got the website and getting the revenue.
But
from the
like
clicks.
the only one, I don't even know how I know this, probably from enough documentaries.
Bang
But
Brothers?
there was a company called Vivid Video
Oh, yeah.
that
well,
made porn. So are they selling DVDs anymore
I
of
don't think
pornography?
so. I mean, maybe Vivid probably has like one of the higher end pay sites, because that was like Vivid was they were like at the heyday of making porn movies.
I think I knew it
right
because
before
they
the
had
internet wrecked it
Jenna
all.
Jameson, and then they had the girl that was married to Jesse James,
Yeah,
Linda Mueller.
Oh, Janine. Yeah. Well,
And I think that's how I know.
and I'm pretty
them,
sure
'cause
Jenna
I used
ate
to
her
watch
boss.
that
I'm pretty sure
monster.
her and Jenna fucked each other several times on film. Jenna made Vivid. Jenna Jameson was the biggest porn star ever. Bigger than, it doesn't matter. You could name anyone from the 70s or 80s. She was that crossover from the fucking golden age of porn into the new golden age of porn. And Vivid, I think if you looked up Vivid now, they're still around, but that's all the really good looking broads, and you pay for that shit. You're not getting much Vivid shit for free. You know what I mean? That's if you're a real connoisseur of porn. You can still see the really good looking broads. Although I'll tell you what, there's plenty of good looking broads in these fucking homemade porns too, man. You can get whatever you want. Have you ever been on Tube Galore or YouPorn? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've been on a site.
It's like a porn encyclopedia.
I forget the name of it. Originally, you had told me about this site. But now I think there's so many of them that it doesn't matter anymore. Where you go to this site, and there's 150 categories.
There's way more than 150 categories.
Right. So meaning you can watch
There's 1,500
two 70-year-old
categories.
female grandmothers eat each other out.
And by the way,
Then you can have grandmothers shitting on each other.
And by the way, if you don't see the category, because you might not, you can put it in, and their algorithms will pop up 6 or 7 fucking videos of whatever the fuck you said. As long as it's not, little kids.
No, I don't. No.
I mean,
Little
there
kids,
is some
that's
animal
bad.
shit, man.
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see any of that either, but you can if you want. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. You can literally think of anything, and they'll probably have a pre-thought of category, and even if it's not there and you put it in there, you'll find something, because there's that many people doing it. But that's just...
It's crazy.
It's like anything else. It got that watered down. First, porn got watered down because of the internet, and now internet porn got watered down because everybody's doing it. It's supply and demand. It's not, you know what I mean? There's a lot of it.
There's
so
a woman
sucks.
called...
and it's cheap. It's free. That's why it's free, because there's a lot of it.
Now, if I look at porn, I like the MILF stuff. Because to me, it looks like
I'm not going to lie. Me too.
somebody that's, a regular person.
Yeah, like your wife.
Yeah, and she hasn't been on it. And I'm not...
Much?
I'm
Oh,
certainly...
you mean in it. I thought you meant watching it. Does she consume porn?
I don't think she's a connoisseur of porn.
No.
It's not to my knowledge, anyway. But...
My current wife used to consume porn.
And I'm not...
My ex-wife, I believe, never saw porn unless I showed it to her. And she was like, why is that guy's cock way bigger than yours? And I went, all right, no more fucking porn for you. Okay?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll have a moment where, I spend half an hour because there's some woman that I saw who's some
And
click
something
thing.
else. Oh, that's
And
like
I'll
Mr. Skin or something.
And then I'll go look for and find a little porn that maybe it's her or maybe somebody that
Who
looks,
looks like her, right? Yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't happen that often. But it's, because as you get older, you're just not. Thank God.
Yeah, thank
Remember
God.
how awful horny you were at like 18.
I was at
So
my...
crazy horny. Your fucking jizz is coming out of your
I'll
eyeballs.
tell you, Joe,
Oh,
I was horny
I do not
from
miss
when I was
that.
18 until I was fucking like 45 or 6.
and it's not to say it's all gone. It's not all gone, but it's not this.
Although I'll tell you right now,
Go ahead, baby.
I might be. I still think guys my age are fucking horny, and I don't think I'm any more or less horny than any of them. I think I'm the average amount of horny. You know what I mean?
Hey, look.
I like fucking. There's nothing better than fucking your best girl when you both had a couple drinks and nothing's going on and you got no worries. What's better than a fucking good romp in the bed, you know? But I also don't have to be romping every day.
And
I used to have to do that, and I don't anymore. Once a week's good.
I get caught.
Twice, maybe.
I'll see a pretty girl, and I have to, like, if I see somebody walking down the road towards me, I have to kind of turn around and see if I can catch a peek of that rear end.
Yeah, and you got to be careful.
Does that make me a disgusting pig?
No, that makes you a human animal male. That's what makes you a male.
I'm talking like a 40-year-old woman or a 35.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's 25.
And you know what?
But she's not.
She got to be in decent shape.
She's not 13.
She got to smell good. She got to be bathed. She's got to have tits. All right? You're going to need boobs.
And look,
if you want a second look.
I remember my daughter would bring, when she was in college, brought girls who, and the last thing in the world I ever wanted to be was like the fucking creepy dad. Oh, Jesus. So, I mean, they'd be in these bikinis and, oh, my God. I've gone through a few phases of this because Billy's kids, his daughter, so I had Anna, and then I had Billy's kid, what the hell is her name? The soldier.
I don't know
Gabby,
her name. Yeah.
And she brings over her, and I just look them in the eyes. I don't, you know what I mean?
Now look.
There's no...
You can't even look him in the eyes. You got to look at your feet. No, I know what you're saying. That's at work.
You can't
do anything. You
anything.
can't, right. You got to look him in the face and have a nice conversation. Hey, I had lost any real interest in like young. You know how you just said the whole MILF thing. I'd been interested in women my age and older for a while. Yeah, maybe a couple years younger, but I didn't. Get excited by young women. Remember, I took that job bouncing for a year and a half at the club. Which, by the way, was fun. I had fun for a year and a half. I stopped it when I stopped having fun and didn't really need the money. You know what I mean? Because I actually needed the money when I worked there, believe me. But I got off my ass and started producing again. But the young girls who worked there, and by young, I mean 20 to 24, 25-year-olds, and then the girls who had worked there forever, who were all in their late 20s, early 30s, they were beautiful too. That's really, I had not been around people younger than me, and I found that the women who worked there were all way, way better looking than the women who hung out there. And that Friday and Saturday nights there for a good year, that place, we had an hour waiting list to get the fuck into that place. You know what I mean? So I saw a lot of women in and out of that fucking place, dressed to kill and everything. And what I'm saying is yeah, but it was weird. The women who I worked with were physically very beautiful. But maybe that also had something to do with that I kind of got to know them, and you know what I mean? You start to get a little attached to them for whatever reason.
Sure.
Maybe that works on you physically too. I don't know. But all I know is that as far as the younger women go in my adulthood, that's the only time I can really say that I got, a rush to my balls when I saw a couple of younger women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was always like, she's younger than me. If she was younger than my sister, I was like, eh. Now I'm like, you better be younger than my fucking sister. My wife is fucking 8 years younger, 10 years younger than my sister.
I tend to try to...
You better be younger than my sister.
Look at women that are older than my kid. Which is getting increasingly hard because my kid's 28.
I got to say, your daughter's getting a little old for me.
Well, she'll be 29 in August.
Yeah, that's too old.
It's funny. I got a text message from her today.
Anna, you're getting a little long in the tooth, honey.
Yeah, I didn't send that back. I said...
No, that was me, not you. I'm sorry.
She's...
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I'm just kidding.
I think I knew about this, but she's going on a 2-week trip to Europe.
Big shot. So's Evan. Good. Maybe they're meeting up.
Well, she's going to Italy.
In the next week and a half or 2 weeks or so?
I believe so.
No shit. She's going to be there when Evan's there. They don't even know each other.
But I said to her, does this mean that I'm not getting the first and last month's back on the rent that I paid for you to get your
Why,
newest
did she
apartment?
move again?
No,
Oh,
no.
you're talking about...
It's just every
you're just
apartment,
giving her a little reminder.
every apartment she's ever moved into, I've had to pay the first and last.
I believe that
Or the
came up
first
within
and
the
the
last
security.
month on this show as well.
And I mean, look, I say it, Joe. I don't care if I get the money back. And the stocks that I had. Look, I don't care.
I know you
She's
don't.
my only child, and I did a
So
horrible
did you
thing.
actually say that to her or not?
Oh yeah, I
you
texted,
did?
but she knows that I'm not.
Okay. So
I'm not sitting there.
She knows to
stewing
take
because-
it with a grain of salt or
yeah,
whatever.
because I screw around with her about it
All right.
all the time.
Because she can take it.
yes,
All right, there it is.
and
It would
she's
suck if she couldn't, by the way.
no. I mean, it's it's. I think you do whatever you do. You can't. Your children are the only thing you leave on the planet that matter. Unless, of course, you cure cancer
Yeah.
or
Or write a hit song.
do something amazing.
I think a hit song is bigger than your kids, don't you?
Well, overall, I guess it
It
would
might
affect
be.
more people.
Yeah. Unless your kids are.
But I haven't written a hit song,
I'm
and I
saying-
haven't cured cancer or anything.
By the way, I was just being facetious. Evan and Charlena, I love you, and you're better than any hit song ever.
Well,
and I know that
leaving-
both of you are going to go on to change the world. I know that.
Well, I don't know if I'm not going to say my kid's going to change the world, but she's not going to be a burden on the world. I don't believe.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
you could probably assume that about my kids at the very least, too, right?
Yeah.
They'll be way less of a burden than me. You know what I
you're
mean?
not even a burden.
Yeah, I was a burden for a little while there.
Nah. No, you paid for that.
I'm
though.
still kind. Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Right.
I paid a lot
You
of
paid
fucking taxes, man.
You paid into that.
I did. I just reaped the benefits of it for a little while, thinking that I never would have, but whatever.
You know how many people got fucked in that 2008?
I mean, I
lot.
don't want to use that as an excuse, though. I just
Well,
don't want
it's
to
not
use
an
it as
excuse.
an
It's a reason.
It's the truth.
You know,
is what
it
it is.
lasted forever.
That's right around when it ended for me, by the way. It was good for
Well,
like
'cause
8 years.
It's probably the primal cause for what happened. So many people stopped building. So many people,
Yeah.
even today, there's so many of my peers that are gone. You know, guys that were around that got a little too big. And you know what? It's not even their fault.
Yeah.
Because the 1990 recession, we'll call it the 88 to it started, the rumbling started at 87, 88, and then the shit hit the fan in 90, and then we did the Resolution Trust Corporation, where the government had set up shop in every friggin' county in the United States.
Yeah, I was blindly starting my life at that point, blissfully unaware of my
not
surroundings.
People are, unless you're right in the midst of it, but
I know
there were
88 fucked with
savings-
my dad a little bit, but
they were savings and loans. These were savings and loan
barely
banks,
remember that. Yeah.
and they were
This was right before Clinton
This
we're
was-
talking about, right?
Yeah, and this was part of the Reagan deregulation. And I'm not saying that it didn't need to happen. I don't know whether it needed to happen. It happened.
I officially started paying attention the day Bill Clinton got sworn in as president. That's when I started paying attention. You probably paid attention for a while before. I'm just telling you, that's when I started paying attention.
Just because of our
20.
our little Al and I have a 4-year age gap. So which I'm 54 and he's 50.
Yeah, I'll be 50 soon.
That doesn't fucking matter. But when he's 14 and I'm 18,
Yeah, but even then, you
That
were nice to
matters.
me. You were nice to me back then because you used to feel bad for me that your father yelled at me while we were building decks and additions.
well, he's a
and shit.
prick.
Oh, he sucked. That was right around when I started working for him. Is right around when you just said, "Fuck off! I'm never swinging a hammer for you again."
No, I went off on my own.
Yeah. But anyway, so it was big, like you exactly. Back then, it's a big difference. Now we're not just peers.
I honestly don't remember you.
That's fine, man.
And I'm glad.
You called me in '98. I didn't call you, so you must have. We got. You know what it was? We were at your dad's must have been his 60th,
Was that the Carbo Force thing when I called you?
Well, that was after. We did the Carbo Force thing after we started the painting thing.
Really?
Or did we do Carbo Force before the painting?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was before
What
the
a
painting.
funny thing. I had zero interest in that.
I told someone else about Carbo Force last week. I'm like, we actually thought that 99 cents was as expensive as anything would get. You go into the store now, you know what
Well, like a Red Bull.
First of all, that right there is $1.29. You know what a fucking a 16 or a 20, I don't know if it's 16 or 20 ounces of Diet Coke is?
It's like $1.99.
It's $1.89.
Yeah. They usually have, and I used to go, this is when I actually used to get up and go to work and do shit at a house, which I'm doing a little more of, but just running machinery. But I would stop at the Cumberland Farms, which is, for those of you who don't know, listening across the country, it's just like a 7-Eleven or,
with gas.
Circle K, something like that, with gas. And grab a 20-ounce Diet Coke. That was my thing for the morning because I wasn't much of a coffee drinker. And then I drank coffee.
And Diet Coke is delicious.
And if I drink coffee in the morning, I have to have a nap at 2 o'clock. So I have to stay away from coffee.
Or a cigarette.
But I have no idea what I was paying. But it was always outrageous. It was outrageous to think that, what a racket to be in, selling sugar water, being the Coca-Cola company. They don't even have really any new products.
No, because fuck it.
Just,
Stick with what you know, bitch.
It's just selling.
Even Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser used to be 1 out of every 2 bottles of beer sold in bars in America was a Budweiser.
Now, is that still true?
Nope. Now 1 out of every 2 bottles of beer sold in a bar in America is Bud Light. And Budweiser isn't also ran, but there's still Budweiser. Bud Light is the number 1 beverage in the world ever. Ever.
And Budweiser is no longer owned by the
Oh, you mean
Bush
Anheuser-Busch?
family?
Yeah, no, it was owned by a Dutch concern for a while, InBev, and I don't even, that could be whoever, I don't even know.
It's still InBev.
Is it InBev? I don't know. I mean, they've actually changed hands a few times since the Bushes gave. I mean, you know that my mom is
Yeah, of course.
the Budweiser distributor owner. That guy owns like 20 distributorships now across the country. Like 20 of them.
I know. My old man got your mom the job.
No,
She hired your
Yeah,
mom.
I know, but we've talked about this before, but she wasn't his personal assistant.
No, I understand that,
Then she was just doing computer shit.
He was hired to do a task. This is in 1980, for Christ's sake.
Something to do with their IT system.
No, it was.
Their plumbing.
Bottom line is
They
how
needed
much.
a deck.
Well, I think your brother did his thesis on it for some reason.
Well,
What it cost?
Paul's thesis was, what does it cost to deliver 1 unit of beer?
Well, that was his job.
Yeah,
That's
for
what-
a while.
That's what he was hired to do.
And then he got hired by the Milwaukee public school system when they went public.
No,
private.
I'm saying
I mean.
that's what my old man got hired to do.
Yeah, right. Oh,
by
okay.
Jerry.
Oh, from an economic standpoint.
Yeah, Jerry needed to know.
Fucking your old Joe didn't get Paul in there. I mean, by osmosis maybe, but he wasn't still there when Paul was there.
I'm sure there was a lot of drinking beer with your dad with Paul listening, and
Well, Mom was there anyway.
or your mom.
He did their computers too.
Yes, but my father.
My brother, I'm talking about.
Yeah, my old man came in and used a spreadsheet on the computer, which wasn't seen before. Had Jerry buy computers. Now, Jerry today, who knows how the family's. It's got to be. They were netting $25 million a year in 1980.
Jerry's a billionaire with a B now.
Well, you'd think you'd see him
is
on
a
the
billion.
Forbes list. But
No, because 1 billion's nothing.
nah, I think a billion gets you on the 400.
I don't think it does.
I don't know. I
I think
don't
you're
know.
wrong. I think there's like 13 or 1400
But you
billionaires
know what?
in
There's
the
a
country.
bunch of
maybe more.
There's a shitload of kids. Who knows how the ownership is set up?
I'm sure it's set up
I
very
am not-
intelligently, right?
I am not. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there isn't $2 billion worth of net assets,
Way more.
divided up between all the kids and shit.
Way more.
Because it's huge. They have 28
That
distributorships.
that company on the highway up there is $1 billion. Just that company, and they got 20 of them.
Well, they were $25 billion in net profit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's a hell of a business to be into selling any kind of drink.
So I forget how we got there, but I know about market share with beer is what I was trying to say. You know what I mean? It's not a mystery. You know what I mean?
Well,
now,
yeah, our
there's
neighbor's kid is working.
at the distributorship.
He's a salesman. Loves it.
The older one or the younger one?
Older.
So he works over there with my mom in that building?
I think so.
No shit. Good for him. That's a fun job.
As a matter
I know
of
some
fact,
guys
I
who've
think
been
I
there forever, and they make good dough.
I think I asked you to ask your mom if she could
Put a word in for him,
put a word in
and I did
a while ago, and
but I don't know if it
she
did
probably
anything.
had something to do with it.
I doubt she did because I believe.
He's got a college degree.
Can I
He's a
tell you
good
what
kid.
happened? I'm going to tell you what happened.
You
I
tell me.
told her immediately that night, as a matter of fact, and she went, "Oh, Al, I don't get involved in that." That's exactly what she said. So she had nothing to do with it. He got hired on his own. Fucking.
Well, and I'm not surprised.
He could use me as a reference, but he couldn't use her as a reference.
He's hardworking and he's a
Yeah.
good kid.
But she's like, "Oh, Al, I that's not for. I don't do that." Old mom.
So Alan Wall, my dear friend Alan, and
Ex-Plymouth firefighter, ex-bog owner, carpenter extraordinaire, and
just all around very good guy.
good guy, and a lot of fun to drink with, and I miss him. I miss you, Al. I don't know if you listen to us, but I actually miss you, even though you give me a lot of shit
Well, his best friend,
and try to get me angry. You could never make me angry, Al.
his best friend woke up dead Monday morning.
Who was his best friend?
His best friend lived within walking distance. His name was Stevie, and
He lived right on Long
You know
Pond
who-
Road also?
we don't use any last names.
We try
some
not to,
reason.
even though you just said Al's last name like 3 times. But
I didn't.
yeah, you said Al.
I did not.
Okay, that's fine.
You run it back, you fucking shit.
All right.
I don't think I said it. At any rate.
Doesn't matter because Al doesn't care.
No, he was very
He
upset.
might be the only one who doesn't care.
Because this guy had there was, in the family, there was some heart shit going on, but he had, this guy was right on top of it, went to the doctors all the time.
How old the fella? 60-ish.
He was 68.
So heart attack?
Yeah.
68. If the average lifespan of an American man is 72, I think it was up a little bit, but it's back down to 72 or 71 and a half.
I thought it was like 78.
No, women were 78. Men got up to almost 74. Women are back down.
Now I
to-
got to look this up.
They've changed the algorithm. We said this is the second time I used the word algorithm. That's probably not the right word. They've changed the formula. Women are 74.
You know what? But it is an algorithm.
Women are the average is 74 for women. It was 72 and 70 for a while, and then it went way up. They changed their shit. Women are around 74, and men are under 72. So my point is, if the average age of fucking death is 72 or 71 and a half, whatever, there's a lot of dudes dying at 69. You know what I mean? To make it
Yeah.
average. Because we're talking average.
You're getting near the top of the bell curve.
You know how I brought down UMass's fucking... You know how like the average cume at a university is 2.5? Well, me at 2.14 or 2.04, it was 2.14 or something. I'm the reason why the average is 2.5. I will also be, by the time I die, fall off this fucking mortal coil.
The news.
I will be the reason why the average is 71 because I'll be dead way before 60. Way before 60.
Oh, no. Stop.
I'm in my last 10 years, Joe.
Stop that.
I'm telling you.
Lose a little weight.
Oh, I know how to lose weight.
You got a wife now who's 35, 32 years old or whatever. You got to be around for her. Life expectancy for a male, 76.4.
It's just all right. And women have got to be over 78 then. If men
Oh, no,
are-
wait a minute.
that's the old one.
2015,
Is that the U.S.? I'm talking about the U.S.
United States males,
Okay.
78.74 for male.
No. Where are you reading this? Is this the government site?
81.2.
Is this the government site?
Well, I haven't popped open the
Women 81.
81.2.
It's wait. That's not the government.
All right, let me.
As much as I hate the government, one thing I rely on them for is statistics.
No, you know what it's saying? Well, in Canada, which isn't. Life expectancy for a male is 79, 81 for a female.
Does life expectancy equal average age of people dying?
I would assume so.
I mean, are we talking about the same thing? I mean, it sounds like we are, but I can't imagine living for another 27 years. I can't imagine. I'm not even sure I want to live another 27 years,
Oh,
Joe.
I don't think I want to live. All right.
I don't want to be to
54,
77. I don't want to be 77.
30 years, I'd be 84. That 30.
Doesn't that sound, at the best, tedious?
Man. You know that.
At the best, tedious. How much more am I going to experience in the next 30
Although
years?
this is sad in a way.
Eh.
Do you know the movie Kingpin with Woody
Well,
Harrelson?
of course, it comes up a lot. My favorite
One
is
of-
when he's flossing and a fucking big pile of
All right.
goo sticks to the mirror.
If you haven't seen Kingpin, you have to see Kingpin.
Woody
And-
Harrelson, Bill Murray at his absolute
Right.
funniest, and who's the big kid? Oh, Randy Quaid.
And
crazy Randy Quaid.
if you haven't seen Cabin Boy with Chris Elliott,
That's the funniest movie ever
if
made.
you like this show, you will like Cabin Boy.
Chris Elliott.
That's why we only have 4 listeners, Al.
And Dave Letterman did a cameo
Yes.
and brought down the house with the cameo.
One of the funniest movies ever made. But yeah, it's around 70, let's say 76 to 78
What do
years
those awful
old.
movies have to do with life expectancy again?
Oh, because
It's just very random.
no, because I lost my train of thought. Hey, one more of those
You haven't had 2 already? You got one left.
in Kingpin, Woody walks out after, he's a drunk and shit. And there's 2 guys sitting outside. And he says to the guy, "Hey, Sal, how's life?" And the guy goes, "Taking forever." And I said, "Oh, that's so sad." Now I can relate to the guy that says "taking
Right.
forever."
Yeah, just waiting for the sweet release of death, okay?
Just sitting there going,
So listen,
I've
was
had
it,
enough.
was that the Farrelly Brothers' first joint, Kingpin?
I don't know.
I think it might have been.
It could be.
Those guys
but
are
I
some
don't
funny
know.
motherfuckers, man.
But they haven't done anything
Well, they did
recently, have they?
Me, Myself, and Irene 20 years ago. And then they did, most recently, they did the remake of Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey.
Oh, they did.
That was already like maybe more than 5 years ago.
Jesus, you're right.
And I want to say they've done one movie since then, and it really didn't make a dent. And I don't know what it was. By the way, you and Bob Malone turned me on to the Farrelly Brothers. I believe Kingpin is their first Hollywood joint. You know what I mean? Like their first. I could be wrong. If people are probably out there going, "Al, you're an idiot," but I don't think so.
Well,
I mean, I am.
I got Bob Malone. I gave him Cabin Boy, and Cabin Boy, he's the one that came up with the name Chalky,
yeah.
in which we call each other. You know what? I emailed him.
You guys
although
exclusively call each other Chalky
yes,
when you're
he
addressing
calls
each other,
but that was his nickname he gave to me,
and then you call him Chalky.
and I call him Chalky.
It's the funniest thing ever.
Because, and I hear the name Chalky, and I start fucking cracking up because Chalky in the movie is the half man, half shark.
Right.
See, you got to fucking see the movie if you're listening to this. You just go on. It's on demand
And by the way,
somewhere.
everybody's got a nickname.
Cabin Boy. It's one of the best movies ever made.
Oh, so you were saying, did you actually communicate with Bob recently, or?
I
you
sent
left
him
him a
a
message.
My wife has it in her head, and I started this thing where, you know me, I've got a million things going on. So
Yeah.
I said, wouldn't it be nice? Because you got to get away from home, all right? So what we're trying to do is get away like once a month, get the fuck out of here. Now, we could go to Kingston. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go. You don't have to go 500 miles away or 1,000 or across country.
Sure.
You don't have to go to Florida.
By the way, you're not going to the Cape, and you know why, right?
I hate the Cape.
Well, you heard about the whole bridge thing? I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. Keep going. And then I'll tell you about the bridge.
Well, at any rate, so I said, if we got one of those camping trailers, we could literally stick it out back and go fucking stay in it out back in the weekend.
Now, that's funny.
And just not go in the house.
And old
Bring the
Bob
dogs
had his
back there.
trailer down at the fucking... He's still got a trailer down at the fucking park, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that do that in the summertime.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not. And you got your summer friends.
You can go or not go.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to go.
And it gets you the fuck out of the house.
Right.
You're out of the house.
It's not a bad idea.
And you've got this other place you can go to.
Yep.
It costs very little money.
Right.
Anyone that buys a brand new camper is either just got more money than they know what to do with.
Expendable income. They got expendable income.
No,
It's like buying a boat.
No. What I'm saying is the $50,000 camper 3 years later is $6,000.
And by the way, they don't cost $50,000. They cost $100,000. If we're talking about the same thing.
Some of them do. Yeah. But no, I mean, even I was looking at like a 2010 36-foot trailer with two of those slide-out things.
So is that $50,000?
No, this was like, $9,300.
And it's not all smelling like animal shit and...
No, they've got 57 pictures.
Oh, nice.
And it's owned by Bob and Jerry, or, well, I guess...
Gay guys own it?
It would be really clean if gay guys owned it.
No, it wouldn't. There'd be jizz everywhere, like stuck to the wall.
Bob and Lorraine, and they're buying...
Bob and Lorraine are my in-laws.
They're buying a coach.
Did you know that?
No.
Bob and Lorraine are my
No,
in-laws.
I just pulled that out of my ass.
You fucking maniac.
But maybe it was, maybe you mentioned it, and I just...
No, I never mentioned it.
You might have. So, I'm saying is, these people go buy them brand new, they pay fucking $50,000 for them, and then they sell them for 10.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, it's
5 or 6 years later.
It's like buying a fucking expensive fishing rod. You spend,
I'm going to be there.
You spend $1,000 on a fishing rod.
$6,000.
Yeah, you spend $1,000 on a high-end fishing rod. You're selling it for. It's like a car. As soon as you drive it off the lot, it's worth half.
Right,
and
it's just...
It doesn't matter what you buy. Anything nice and new, it's worth half as soon as you leave.
And I mean, they're pretty simple. And you know what the beauty is? Me being the solar fucking lunatic, I can cover that roof with solar panels.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? I own 6 generators.
Hey, did you ever...
5 or 6.
There's a lot of that type of places around here because we live kind of in a rural area. It's a suburb, but
dude,
there's a lot. Right around here. There's a lot of places like that.
We could go to the state forest and just set up shop on one of the fucking ponds in there.
State forest, pine.
No, I'm talking about if you. We don't want to go to a trailer place.
Oh, I got you.
You can go to the state.
You
want
to go to a camp more.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she's big on
what do you say,
like
set up outside and do a broadcast?
No, I'm saying you could set up outside and spend the weekend on a pond in the state forest and not in the center of the state forest.
And pay nothing, is what you're saying.
There's nothing to pay or very little, and
you might have to pay $10 to get your car in there for the weekend.
Right.
That's it.
And it's a 15 square mile state forest.
That's all it is? That's not very big.
15 square miles?
It's 3 by 5 or that's about what it is. 3 by 5 or 2 by 7.
15 square miles is big. It's not big as far as like Utah big.
Well, I was going
or
to say, it's
Montana
not like
big.
the fucking Grand Canyon National Forest.
I'm
or,
saying that you can go and probably get to the center and you have none or little light pollution.
And as far as state forests go in this state, it's definitely one of the better ones. We'll put it that way. It is a good, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And if you like to fish, which I know you couldn't care less about.
No, I don't want to fish.
If you like to fish, that's the place to go because it's unpressured.
I want to drink and watch television.
In the state forest, you want to watch television?
Yes.
I want to watch television outside in the state forest.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can we please do an open air broadcast this summer, even if it's just here? We got to figure that out.
Well, I don't see why not.
We can do it. All the thing. I just want to do a.
Why, do you want to sweat?
No, what I want to do is do a broadcast with crickets in the background because I just think it's appropriate. You know what I mean?
You mean at night?
Yeah, like not really loud, but just to let us know
We can go into the driveway.
that. Have you ever heard the expression crickets? Yeah, the driveway. No, you know what we need? That fucking high top table right there. You got a high top table right outside that window.
Under the pagoda thing?
No, right
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect for two microphones and a laptop.
Some bugs.
I
like it in here.
It hasn't been that. You know what?
We'll see.
You're telling me too that you're getting an air conditioner down here, huh?
Well, it's centrally. I can't put a window rattle in here because otherwise we're going to hear it.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, no, we won't hear
See
it.
all that shit out there?
If you get a new small one, we won't hear it. What?
I have a 2-zone. It's a mini split system. It's like those. It's the same thing that I've gotten in the wood shop and the garage.
So where are the? Do you have registers out here?
The registers. Go into that closet.
No, I mean, where will the air come in?
Go into the closet.
I'm saying you got ducks already run up there.
Go into the closet. Turn the light on.
Yeah.
Look to the right. The thing's standing up side by side.
Okay. Yeah.
Those go on the wall.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
One's going in the family room.
Yeah, and one's going in here.
One's going right there.
Yeah, we won't hear that.
And they're silent.
Yeah. We'll never hear that.
And you can set it so it's 14 degrees. They work awesome. They're very energy efficient.
People of Earth, look at us. It's a slow news day, and we've talked for an hour and 2 minutes. Joe, we'll be right back.
Dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Galoot.
We're back. Al's a Galoot.
And that's all right. So is Joe, but I'm a way
Yeah.
bigger Galoot. By the way, I
He's
want to
got
say
more hair than I do.
I got a lot of hair, by the way. And my children have a lot of hair. Oh, my God. Which reminds me, I just saw a picture online, and apparently today, and I know you don't, it's just weird. I don't think it's a greeting card holiday like everything used to be. This is an internet holiday where you show pictures. It's called National Siblings Day. And, you know, I know that you're really chomping at the bit to post a picture of you and your siblings.
Yes.
And
They all called me.
I actually can think of a couple pictures with my sister and my brothers I wouldn't mind posting, but I'm not going to do that. But I got to show you this picture right here of, come on. See, I got a dead thumb. There it is.
Are they pictures of your siblings?
No. My children posted, my daughter posted a picture of her and the younger sibling. Happy National Siblings Day. Look at that right there. How lucky am I? Would you look at all the lush, luxuriant hair going on in that picture?
I know.
Between the two of them. And he's so much taller than her.
They're both good-looking kids.
They, by the way, really are. And she's beautiful, but he is astonishing. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got
astonishing.
That crazy, like, he was born with that...
8-pack?
He was born with that that action figure fucking body.
Yeah, he's crazy.
It's I've never seen anything like it.
He's even got wide shoulders. He literally he looks like a V. He looks like that V for victory. You know what I mean? The thing is he's really skinny though. I mean,
that's because he's 17. Wait till he fills out.
Yeah, but I'm saying at fucking. I used to think he was taller, but I hugged him the other day. Still at least 2 inches shorter than me. So he ain't 6 feet tall. You know what I mean? But he, I swear he probably only weighs 160 pounds. He literally lays half of what I weigh. You know what I mean? I weigh over 300 pounds. He's 160.
Are you back over 3?
Yeah, but you know what, Joe? It's just more of me to love, man. You know what I mean? What do you mean back? I've been 335, 340 in my day. I'm clocking in at about 305 right now. I'm doing my best. The thing is the only way out of it is this.
Booze?
Quit drinking. As soon as I quit drinking, I lose weight. But, you know, you got to exercise too. It ain't happening for a while. I'm moving. I'm painting my fucking new apartment. I'm fucking moving. I'm going on my honeymoon.
How about like
I don't have time for the gym. When
you go for a long walk for lunch or something like that?
You know what?
I'm just throwing that out.
No. By the way,
or a bike ride. Bring a bicycle.
No. I can't. I'm not. My body screams. I'm not buying. I'll go for a walk. I'm not riding a bike, dude.
Walk a mile and a half. You know?
I don't know about a mile and a half. How about a half a mile? I get a half hour, dude. I'm not going to walk a fucking mile and a half hour. That's crazy.
You walk a mile and a half hour.
3 miles an hour. 2 miles an hour.
No.
Yeah. At 2 miles an hour, I can do a half a mile.
Pick
You're right.
the pace up. Just kind of like power walk a little
Here's
bit.
the thing.
Don't beat your joints.
Have you ever noticed when you pick up the pace, no matter what you're doing, what happens to your shirt?
Start sweating.
I'm not looking to fucking be a sweaty mess at work.
Bring two shirts.
That's not a bad idea.
It's really easy.
By the way, the boss has a shower upstairs. I wonder if I went, Rick, listen, I'm trying to lose a little weight.
Right.
I want to walk.
Do you want me dead on the job,
Can I
Rick?
walk for a half hour and then take a 2-minute shower in your shower, please?
Yeah.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. I bet you he'd go for it.
Bring a towel.
By the way,
bring a fucking extra shirt.
I don't know if I told you, that dude moved upstairs into an unfinished space. All they had upstairs was like a 500 square foot bathroom already. A huge bathroom. Like as big as this room. Yeah, this is about, this whole thing is about 500 square feet. 400.
Yeah, maybe, I think it's less actually.
Yeah, this is
this
less
little
big.
apartment is like 300 square feet.
I'm talking about with the closet in the bath.
Yeah, like 300.
It's less than that bathroom is what I'm telling you, okay? That bathroom is about 500 square feet. It's got a stand-up shower, a fucking not a hot tub. What do you call it? A steam shower,
Yeah.
and a toilet and a vanity. It's a big space, and the rest of his office right now is his office right now is way bigger than my first house. His office.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
He's got a smoke room, his office, a conference room, a fucking boardroom. The conference room and the boardroom are different. You know what I mean? And the huge bathroom. It's crazy. His smoke room, it's this. Oh, you're not listening. I was listening. His smoke room, he's got a cigar room as big as your family room at the office.
Now, is
Crazy.
the office, is it an old mill or is it a new building?
I thought I told you this story.
It is a new building. He built the building.
He built it's a new steel building, and there's like, as far as the footprint goes,
yeah.
the first floor footprint has, I'll tell you right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 offices, a shitload of bathrooms, because most of the offices have their own bathroom.
Yeah.
A conference room, a small, very secure fucking waiting area, and that comprises about between 15 and 20% of the floor space, and then the rest of it is a 2-story warehouse, and then he just built his office over all the downstairs offices. Follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 stories of offices. We're all downstairs. Now he's upstairs. It just all happened to happen when he's starting this new company and I'm coming on board. He clearly's got money to burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just having a little fun.
Although I will say that he was buying lunch for everybody on Fridays, and we just got word just came down that that's now just the first Friday of the month, everybody. Which is weird because we're growing just that much with office personnel that...
Well, maybe it was costing him $500 a Friday, and he's like going,
oh, no, yeah.
wait a minute.
300 anyway. You know what I mean? And he's like, you know what? That's a fucking... That's a fucking car payment.
That's
$1,200 a month.
That's a couple rounds of golf.
And I don't know if he plays golf, but I know what you're saying. By the way, I really love working there. He's been gone for a week. He's in Florida. I think I told you he does the Florida thing. He does he's got a house in Naples.
Right.
And his wife makes him go there every 6 weeks. So he's down there. What's that? 52 divided. He's literally down there 8 or 9 times a year. You know what I mean? 7, 8, 9 times a year. He's down there because she's like,
we gotta go.
we gotta go. Just what you were talking about before the break.
Right.
It's time to get away. And he readily admitted, because he was talking to me and the guy he's got between me and him now, Howard. Hey, Howard. Howard listens, by the way. How's it going, Howard?
Howard, how are you?
And I really want the rest of the boys in the office to listen. What I really want to do is play them the private show from the other night. Can I do that? Can I play the private show to the other guys?
You can just fucking play that.
No, well, I gotta take your last name out and your address.
Yeah.
At least that's it.
But just play it after that.
I know. I just, here's the other thing. I haven't been able to get to it. Oh, and by the way, while we're talking about that, Thursday is going to be our last show for like 2 weeks. I got to take a short leave of absence.
For moving?
Moving and painting. We're behind, and I'm not behind on the renovations. I'm behind, and I love you, Kat, but I'm behind because my wife has done absolutely nothing, literally nothing, to support me in this move that she fucking initiated. She initiated the fucking move.
We at least got to get one show out of those 2 weeks.
All right, listen.
So
if we do
one show a week,
look at me. If we do Tuesdays for 2 weeks, is that good?
yeah.
Will that make you feel good?
We can't just knock off for 2 weeks.
Well, if you're gonna do that,
Just let's do one show a week.
you're gonna help me for 2 hours move boxes one day.
No, but I will. I'll give you somebody.
Oh,
I'll
who will
get
give
you
me?
some. I'll get you like Bill on a Tuesday.
I don't want Bill. Bill's got bigger problems than I don't want.
No. Bill gets paid.
Bill's got bigger problems than fucking than
Bill
I do.
he-
I don't need. I don't.
He
I don't
really.
wanna-
He doesn't.
He does. He's got bigger problems than I do. I appreciate that, by the way, but no.
I'll get you Alan.
How about one of Alan's kids? A young guy. I want a young guy.
I can get you Alan's son, Andrew.
All right, that's
I don't
what I
know
want.
when,
The
but
big kid with the glasses?
he can lift anything.
If you can get him
Andrew's
to help
a
me
moose.
Saturday the 28th,
All right.
and if you can guarantee he'll be there Saturday the 28th.
Well, I can't guarantee it. I have to talk to him.
No, I know what I'm saying.
But I'm gonna Saturday the 28th.
So I threw out there that I got to take some time off. But all right, so we're gonna do one show next week and one show the week after. I didn't want to do a show this Thursday, but I will. I'll be here Thursday.
Yeah, we gotta.
I know what you're saying, but I'm in a bind. I'm in a time bind. I can't. How many places can you be in at once? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I got a problem
I
right now.
understand.
I got a fucking problem in that I cannot split
But you got to look
my
at the
physical
big picture.
fucking being. I cannot split my physical fucking being in two places
You
at
having
once.
a place to live is less important than this show.
Thanks, buddy. How about
You know what I mean?
Can anyone work $900 a month rent into a sentence? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just
I mean, what do you need to have happen that you have to take this time? Painting?
yeah, I'm ahead. I'm not really ahead of the game.
All right.
I got to bring you over there. I got to bring you over
if
there.
Fran went in there, how long
I
would
got
it take
plumbing-
Fran take? How would it is Fran working right now?
If I told Fran, if Fran was to finish it, right? To finish it, he could do it in a week. He could do it in a week.
So how much would Fran charge you?
$1,000.
Okay.
That's what he would charge me. He would charge you
So
a
hire
$1,750.
Fran. I'll
He
give
would
you
charge you
I'll give you
$1,750.
$1,000 and we do 2 shows. We don't miss the shows, and I'll get you a mover.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This
You can
is
invite me
weird.
over for dinner.
Well, I mean, we
I'll
already
pay
talked about
Fran.
that.
How's that sound?
I mean, what did you just come into money or something? I thought you were hurting.
No, I'm never really hurting.
Listen,
It's all a matter
that's
of
a really nice offer.
It's all a matter of perspective, Al.
If I gave Fran,
It's all relative. Money's a
Fran-
relative thing.
Fran could do it in 40 hours. That's about what I got left. I got 40 hours work.
So get Fran over there, have him fucking paint it, and
And then we don't have to take any time off from the show?
yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah,
Well, I'm going to do it then.
good. And I'll
'Cause
see if I can get Andrew.
Because what I wanted to tell you was tonight was the last show, and I'll see you fucking May 4th, buddy.
Yeah, we can't do that. It's there's a consistency that we have to try to maintain here.
And I'm not trying to get out of my... I love this, but at the end of the day, yeah, we're trying to build
And it's-
something, but
It's not all about that either.
technically
I
it's
wanna
a
take-
hobby.
I wanna-
Technically it's a hobby.
I want to take the pressure off you because you're
Yeah,
my pal.
I know, but
So-
you're always coming through monetarily, and it's just...
It doesn't really matter, does it? When we all die, does it really matter?
Dude,
The
I'm gonna
finances really-
I'm gonna take you up on it. I'm gonna call Fran tonight
There you go.
and tell him what he's got to do,
It's a write-off, Al.
and you got to give him $1,000.
Yep. Sorry. So we got that out of the way.
Wow.
How
By the
about-
way, that's not what I was asking for.
How about
You're
Mark-
a fucking maniac.
How about Mark Zuckerberg?
So I
Is-
got
is
Zuck
Mark
on my
a-
list. I got
is he
Zuck
a
on my
cunt
list.
or what?
Did you watch any of it today?
No, I didn't watch a thing. So tell me what's going on with the Zuck.
No, it's just he
And
is.
tell me how great I am fucking quitting Facebook because it's a horrible fucking application. Is it an application? I don't know what it is.
Well, listen.
It's evil. I'm telling you, it's evil. They're collecting data on you that you don't even know.
Here's the thing. He went to Congress today and tomorrow, and I can't believe you didn't watch it. I figured you would have watched it live.
I'm sure it's taped.
I thought you would have watched it live.
I didn't even know what was going on.
Today was Tuesday, right? Yeah, we're doing a podcast, so it's either Tuesday or Thursday. Today and tomorrow, he testified in front of Congress and was asked a bunch of questions about, everything that's going on. And I don't know what he answered. I assumed you would have watched it today. Oh, there's Teddy Kennedy. I did not drown that girl. Apparently that movie came out. Can't believe Patty didn't get you to it. There's a movie called Chappaquiddick.
Yeah.
And finally.
Yeah, we're waiting for that to come on demand.
By the way,
do you know
how timely was my Halloween costume 7 years ago when he died? And I went to fucking Balboni's and got a fucking neck brace, put a tie around it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a good costume.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
You also had the Steve Irwin thing down pat.
Steve Irwin was good. And I did Bob Ross when he died, too. That wasn't very good.
But somebody said if only Ted Kennedy was driving a Volkswagen, then because Volkswagens float.
Oh, shit.
Mary Jo Kopechne would still be alive.
She'd be alive, and he'd be way worse off.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he held her head underwater for a few minutes just to make sure she was dead so she couldn't fucking tell the news anything. I wouldn't put it past the old Kennedy clan.
So anyway, we were talking about Zuckerberg.
Yeah, what happened with Zuckerberg?
So he went there he was invited by Congress to come and say what the fuck up with, the whole Cambridge Analytica thing and all things about that. You know what I mean? We've been talking about it as it's been going on.
Yes.
Oh, here he is right now, Zuckerberg. I have not met with Mueller's team, but I believe other members of Facebook have. So they're trying to tie Mark Zuckerberg in with all this bullshit that they're trying to fucking pin on Trump. You know what I mean? Look at the poor bastard. That kid right there.
But he's
all he did, and by the way, you were right to call me out on it. Last time we talked about it, you called me out on it. I didn't have a fucking idea about what I was talking about.
What's that?
Yeah. Their fucking business model is about basically selling personal information. That's what it boils down to.
They want you to put up
but
on that
granted,
fucking Facebook as much.
Granted, you can.
Here's the alias I used to use in the 80s when I was banging black guys.
But granted, you admit that that's not what the initial drive was to make that program. When they were making that program, they had some idea about what social media was all about. But as he was writing it as a 21-year-old, he was not going, God damn, I'm going to sell everybody's personal information.
No.
And I'm going to make fucking $100 billion. That's not what it was about. But it became about
I don't think anybody thinks like that. However, the Winklevoss twins came to him with a proposal.
By the way, I'm starting to think you got a crush on them.
No, I actually despise people like the Winklevoss twins.
Okay.
People born into privilege.
Yeah, I'm beginning to like that. I like that talk. Me too. People born into privilege.
I shouldn't say. You know what? It's not their fault, and they don't seem like horrible people. I don't know.
Smart enough guys.
But you know what? I think they had the initial idea. I mean, they didn't invent Facebook, and as in the movie, Zuckerberg says, or the guy playing Zuckerberg, if you were going to be able to invent Facebook, you would have invented Facebook. But they had a really close approximation. He did the comparing thing. It doesn't matter. You know what? The history has been written, and he's the head of Facebook. But it's turned into kind of a dangerous thing because you have a lot of information, a lot of private information on a lot of people, and you are the custodian of that information, and that gets to become. When does it become malevolent? You know what I mean? At what point, do you start like taking names, addresses, then you can get credit scores, and then you can sell bad credit scored names to collection agencies? Do you know what I mean? When does it become pretty fucking evil? And I see it as something where there's kind of, it's not an abyss, but there's a pretty fucking bottomless pit for malevolence.
All right, but anywhere in that diatribe, did you?
It's not a diatribe.
I know. Did you theorize about when it dawned on Mark Zuckerberg?
I don't know if it ever did.
That's what's.
See,
did somebody he hired? Did it dawn on them and go, "Here's what the business model is going to be"?
Yeah, I don't.
When and where did it happen?
Look,
and obviously it happened. We admit that.
Mark
Zuckerberg is not.
What is
he is complicit?
Is Zuckerberg
He's complicit.
30? He must be 30 now, right? I don't know how old he is, but he was.
Yeah, he's over.
No, I don't think Zuckerberg didn't say, all right, guys, here's how we're going to monetize this fucker. I'm sure that there were. I guarantee you, there's some venture capitalists or some motherfucker in there that knew right away how they were going to monetize it.
Keep talking, will you?
So, cover Facebook's rear end. Well, all these things.
All I really want to know is what year the fucking guy was born, and he was born.
The other thing,
2004 is when they started.
I've said this a lot, and you've heard me say this a lot.
He was born in 84.
All right,
help me out. 33,
so he's
34.
He's 5 years older than Anna.
Okay.
Anna's 28. He's 33, 34.
But he's been around for a long time.
Right. Here's the deal, and I've said,
and he had a lot of makeup on today in the fucking Senate chambers, man.
Do you know the user agreement that everyone fucking clicks on and never reads?
It changes frequently.
And they'll send you an email saying we've changed our
you used to be able to
agreement.
keep up with it, but you get busy and you go, I can't keep it up.
Nobody
I can't
keeps
keep up
with it.
It changes daily.
And I've said this about credit cards as well. That it's predatory because you ought to be able to put the fucking terms, and they should make this a law, that the term sheet should be fucking one page. Look, they did it with mortgages. They were able to say, you're going to put a truth in lending thing together, and it's going to be one page, and it's going to say, this is how much you're borrowing, this is the interest rate, this is your payment, or if it's an adjustable, this is your payment now, this is your payment, in 2 years or 5 years when it adjusts to, whatever interest, for a fictitious or at least, some idea of an interest rate. And this is how much you're going to pay when you're done paying your mortgage. And they should have that for fucking credit cards, and they should have that for these user agreements. You got fucking... I asked you the other day, can you be 16 and sign up for Facebook? I think you
don't
can,
know.
right?
I just don't know.
I mean, my daughter was on Facebook when she was 16, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
then again,
I don't
that was
know.
12 years ago was Facebook around.
12, I know that YouTube.
2003 was Facebook.
There's something, and there's another thing going on with YouTube too, with the ages. And YouTube, as soon as you sign up a new thing, they're like, if you're young, I think it's 13 with them. If you're young, if you're younger than 13, go do something else.
But they have a massive amount of information on people.
Well, they have all your information. If literally, like I said, I don't do, the only thing I do on a PC, my laptop that you bought for me to do this show, all I do is edit this show. We record the show, I edit it, And then my only internet experience is uploading it to SoundCloud where it lives.
Right.
Okay. And once in a while I go on iTunes and buy a song because I'm too lazy because the disk drive on the computer is fucked up. If I think of a song I want to use.
What do you mean, on that computer the disk drive's fucked up?
If you use it, it gunks everything up. It happens. It happens with a lot of these machines. That's why this machine was rehabbed, by the way. You bought it rehabbed?
Refurbished.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to like put a new fucking hard drive in.
Nope.
Are you saying disk drive or hard drive?
No, I'm sorry. The CD, DVD drive, whatever that is. This thing here that pops out, when you use it, nothing good happens. You know what I mean? You gotta. You have to go like this. Please work. It doesn't. You know what I mean? That it is what it is. It's fine.
They're all kind of like that, though.
I forget what my fucking point was. What was I talking about?
You were talking about Mark Zuckerberg probably has a 10-inch, 12-inch cock.
No, he doesn't. He's got a pathetic 4-inch puny cock, and you can tell because he's got a Chinese wife, and all of them Asians got fucking tiny cocks, and she's not even that fucking good looking.
How do you know?
Did we talk?
Asians? There's got to be an Asian fucking, long dong fucking chin.
No, nope.
Long dong chin.
Nope. All black guys got massive pricks. Like the black guy, the black guy with the shortest prick his dick is longer than any white guy's dick. All right, and it's
how it all works.
And it's certainly fucking bigger than an Asian guy's cock. You know what I mean? Did we
Not all black guys have huge dicks.
Did we? I know I showed you the picture of my gorgeous hirsute. You know what hirsute means? Hairy children. I mentioned National Sibling Day. I wanted to talk about that phenomenon a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, we were talking about with the social media and Mark Zuckerberg. That is really a
Talk
social,
about it while I take a piss.
It's really a social network type of holiday. National Sibling Day. This is what National Sibling Day is about. You find photographs of you, and no, not necessarily a random sibling, because if you're unlucky enough to have random siblings, that means that your dad really slept around a lot. But what you want to find is pictures of you and your sibling, parentheses, S, close parentheses, and put them up on your social media pages. Social media being Facebook. I'm finding that Instagram is where a lot of people put their pictures up. I'm on Instagram only to find people. I've never, ever posted on it. I still do like Facebook. I kind of like its interface or whatever. But Sibling Day made me think about how lucky I am. Not many people can say this, but there were 4 of us born to the same parents. I was born in 1968, May 1968. Yeah, I'll be 50 soon. Yeah. And my brother Paul, who is unequivocally the best person, the best friend anybody could ever have. He was born in February 1970.
And he got accepted to MIT.
And he didn't go.
And
he's like, I
turned
you down.
Not to go to MIT. Yeah, thanks, MIT.
He didn't want to kill him. That particular year, Joe, people were killing themselves. He was like, you know what? He went to WPI, which is a great university, but
it sure is. But
man,
it ain't
MIT, man.
He had the right answer when I asked him.
Yeah.
He said, "You know what? I didn't want to be in that fucking environment. That's a pressure cooker."
That's why he's a smart guy.
Yes.
That's why he's maybe the smartest. Look at me. Maybe the smartest dude we know. Maybe.
Probably.
I mean, you know other smart guys, but I'll tell you right now, my brother Paul is the smartest dude I know.
Oh, he's fucking wacky bright.
He's
one of
not
them
just
wacky
bright, he's smart, and he's never, ever,
I'm gonna
ever,
use
ever
this guy's
wrong.
last
Other than
name.
who he voted for president. Paul, you voted for Hillary, you were wrong.
I'll never know if I'll meet somebody as smart as Scott Bleiweiss,
See, I don't know who that is.
who was my
Clue me in.
roommate in college. Who he was just so extraordinarily, meaning there would in the School of Electrical Engineering, the School of Engineering, which I was in, and it was electrical engineering. The average, class average, would be a fucking 40. And Scott Bleiweiss
Out
would
of
have
100?
would have a 97.
Oy vey.
And then there'd be a Asian person that would have like a 84.
Ugh.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then everybody else got a fucking 40.
40. And
Some
there were a
people
lot of
had-
people got a 20.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people who tried and got a 15. And they tried. They did the homework. They went
Studied
to
a lot.
fucking lecture.
I believe I might have gotten a 15.
They were like, fuck.
There was an exam.
I'm just not grasping
We had 4 finals. You know, finals week out at UMass is spread out over 2 weeks.
Oh, it's brutal.
But for some reason, they scheduled 4 fucking finals on one day.
Oh.
And it was in the beginning. Like there was no time to study for it. So we chose a class. And this was I had 2 guys that I studied with, Tom and Al. And I don't remember whether it was Tom or Al, but we chose a class we weren't going to study for. We went to the exam, and we said, the best we can do is see if we can cheat off somebody. But we didn't know a single fucking answer to any of the questions. I can't even tell you what course it was. It's a brutal program to go through. So, in hindsight, but that's where Scott Bleiweiss was. Scott Bleiweiss was like skipping down the road. It was a joke to him.
Right.
So
to wrap it up on ZUCK, the problem is Congress wants to know if, as you pointed out, they got the business model is if any of this shit was intentional, and what Congress really wants to know, are we going to link the Donald to, it's just bullshit. I still feel like this guy is getting ramped up in doing good for the country.
Who?
In doing good, the Donald.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
president. He's just getting going. And it's been over a year already. I mean, I know time flies when you're getting older and all that.
The Russian collusion thing is
It's bullshit.
It's just a fart out of a dead. It's nothing.
You can look at the other candidate for Russian collusion, all right? And this fucking guy, Mueller, granted, he's a pit bull, but he's a shill.
No, but
Clearly.
it's time for him to go away.
He's a shill.
I mean, this investigation into what? I mean, you would think they would bring him in and go, do you have any fucking Russian collusion evidence at all? Any?
Can we just be upfront and direct?
Yeah.
You know?
Is there any... We don't have to wait till the investigation ends. Is there any fucking Russian collusion? Can you say Donald Trump colluded with the Russians?
Right.
Is there any evidence that says that? And they're going to find there's fucking none.
Hey,
there's none.
Is the Laura Ingraham thing with the kids from the Florida shooting on your radar at all? You have any idea what I'm talking about?
I do, only because I watched the insane Bill Maher.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear anything
On
about
Friday.
This. All right, go ahead. Great. Whom we like, by the way.
I love Bill Maher,
He's
but Bill
great.
Maher is so...
In the fucking pocket.
No, he's just so enraged
Oh.
that this guy is president.
Oh, yeah.
He's become unfunny.
Yeah.
He's just, every show is about, this is how much the president sucks. This is how horrible he is. This is how dumb he is. Ha, ha, ha. And the show's not even funny anymore. But I do love Bill Maher. I'm hoping that,
Well, I mean, it's established that Bill Maher is brilliant, and that's just
Bill
that.
Maher is brilliant, but so is Geraldo.
Geraldo loves the president, by the way.
And he had Geraldo on.
Bill Maher is not a
You know-
journalist, by the way. Geraldo is actually a journalist.
And a
Bill
war
Maher is a
correspondent.
commentator. Yeah, that's a journalist.
Geraldo is a
That's a journalist.
well. Geraldo wears two hats. He is a journalist.
yeah.
He did have a show where
And he's a celebrity? Is that his other hat? What's his other
and
hat?
He had a show where they threw chairs at him, and
Oh,
sort of like a Maury
that was
Povich deal.
30 years ago.
And
30
But
years
you got to
ago.
remember, on CNBC, he had a show that lasted for fucking, I swear it was 10 years, of Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton. But having said that, he sat down.
Yeah, but didn't he love Bill Clinton?
Bill Maher is incapable. Like if the stock market went to 50,000 and fucking poor people are turning down filet mignon in the street and being driven around in Rolls Royces, Bill Maher could not say anything good about Trump.
Right.
And Geraldo made that very clear. They have a Bill Maher's setup is he comes out, he does a monologue, then he meets with one guest,
Yeah.
and then he has 3 Trump-hating guests. And
Geraldo has a book out about the campaign, the presidential campaign of
no, but
2016.
I won't read it. And
He's on the trail hawking the thing, and he was on Stern last week, and he's just a wonderful guest. He's just so
Geraldo.
so he doesn't
Look, I'm
does
not a
guy
huge
never
fan,
lies. He never lies,
but he
doesn't
is-
lie.
He is a true. He's been around for so fucking long,
I mean, longer than people
and he's
realize.
a true journalist. And
The dude's older than my dad.
I know
He's 78. He's
Well, those-
70 fucking 8 years old.
and I think he's on wife number 6.
That is- yeah.
He's given away a lot of houses.
I mean,
which makes him. He's a very liberal guy. Geraldo ain't no.
he's a registered Democrat.
Yeah.
He voted for Hillary Clinton.
So Bill Maher.
He
was
didn't
going
vote for
on
Donald
and on
Trump.
and on about Fox News, which look, Fox News. It
Anderson
bends to the
Cooper
right.
and Carl
But
Bernstein.
then Geraldo goes, yeah, okay, well, Fox News. If you listen to Sean Hannity, yeah, you're gonna get right wing shit.
Yeah.
But how about Rachel Maddow on MSNBC? I mean, is that look?
The only thing I got to say about Rachel Maddow is as loony as she gets, somebody has to be the rock of either side. You know what I mean? And
Oh, I don't have any real problem with
Yeah,
Rachel
I
Maddow
mean-
other than she's so stereotypical it hurts.
that's the problem.
Do you know what I
Right.
mean? It's just this fucking lesbian.
She's smart enough, and
Ah,
we're smart enough
Jesus
to
Christ.
realize that
Go
there's
away.
a place for that, but there's a place for her. We don't need her to just go away. We just need her to wise up. Just wise up. You know what I mean?
Here's the problem.
She could wise up a little bit.
Here's the problem with Rachel Maddow.
Go ahead.
Rachel Maddow, if you're going to have the Republican side being Fox News, there's a lot of Democrats that don't want to be associated with Rachel Maddow. And this is why they lost the election. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Why don't they want to be
Because
associated?
Rachel Maddow is a part of identity politics. Yes, please. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Rachel Maddow
aren't
is
identity politics just the norm right now? It's
no. Well, identity politics is
for
what
Democrats.
identity politics is what Hillary Clinton ran on and lost. And now Rachel Maddow is, I believe, she is the #1 commentator, analyst.
Analyst.
And there are a lot of Democrats that don't have fucking anything in common with Rachel Maddow. They don't care about her lesbian lifestyle. They don't give a fuck about what she thinks.
In that way, they are what you and I talk about a lot, which is true Kennedy Democrats. If you're a true
real
Kennedy
Democrats.
if you're a real Democrat, Rachel Maddow turns your stomach a little bit.
Yeah.
Her show does anyway.
Yeah, and that's
maybe
the
not
problem.
her. I think she's a lovely. I actually think she's
No.
lovely. Her show, however,
No,
will
she
turn
turns
your
your
fucking
stomach.
stomach.
I mean,
she turns your stomach.
She's crying
Yeah.
when Trump went. You know, it's just.
If
it's
you are
enough.
a true Kennedy Democrat,
the world is coming
and
to
we're
an
talking,
end.
by the way, we're talking John Kennedy, not Ted Kennedy, right?
No, Ted Kennedy.
Ted Kennedy.
Ted Kennedy is a criminal
Yeah.
who didn't
was
go
a
to.
l-
He didn't go to jail because his brother used to be president and got killed.
Right. And an intellectual fucking lightweight.
A moron.
Yeah. Yeah.
A real.
Dumb as dirt.
He could actually be an imbecile.
By the way,
A step below moron.
Joe, we've been doing this for 6 months, and we've never, ever, 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 ever dug this right up here. Ted Kennedy was a moron.
Yeah, and a criminal.
About as dumb as dirt.
Very dumb.
Yeah. Just not a smart guy.
And that's okay. And because of his family, he took his brother's Senate seat. That was Bobby's seat. Or was it Jack's seat? I don't know.
I
Doesn't
don't even
matter.
know. I don't think.
He took somebody had that senator seat before Ted. One of his brothers, either John or Bobby. I don't remember.
I mean, maybe we should know about these things because
We
we talk
should,
about it, but I'm pretty sure that Bobby was
That's why we call it kinda right, Al, because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Robert Kennedy a senator. I don't think he was. I think,
Yeah,
was he?
one of them was.
I mean,
I believe Jack.
can you
was.
please look that up because it's probably pretty important.
I will.
And
So what I'm getting at
You know,
is
go
that
ahead.
the Rachel Maddow thing. Like, if you're there's very few Republicans watching Sean Hannity, and let me tell you something, folks.
there's very few people watching Sean Hannity.
no, there's a lot of people.
Who, by the way, is in some weird Twitter war with Jimmy Kimmel this week.
If you watch, you are by definition a fucking moron. If you watch programming or read things that help you, that bolster what you believe. What you should be looking for are things the absolute opposite of what you believe, so that maybe you might be wrong. Do you follow what I'm saying? Meaning, these people get a belief. They have a belief system that they absolutely believe, and they will only listen to or watch or read people that believe the same things. So you never expand your mind at all by fucking watching the same shit that you know, jumping up and down going, welfare people should be killed.
right,
You know what I mean? Because you've only got one point of view.
right.
So anybody that, you should be listening. If you're a Republican, listen to Rachel Maddow. If you got to watch TV, listen to none of them. Hopefully,
Yeah, whatever. I mean, we want everybody to be informed out there. We don't want everybody to rely
be
on
informed,
us.
but don't listen to Sean Hannity. Watch the fucking news. Watch some straight news.
Yeah, but you can't watch any one news source. You got to watch all of them.
You can kind of watch
all of them.
You can kind of watch PBS, and you can get the fucking news.
Jesus Christ, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, you can kind of watch like the news hour on PBS.
By the way,
and get the news.
I'm a massive PBS guy. I love it. I love PBS. I used to actually when things were going good back in the heyday. I was.
Jack Kennedy was senator. He was elected from 53
I know
to
Jack
60.
Kennedy, Robert Kennedy. We want to know if Robert Kennedy was a senator. I think he was a congressman.
Well, Jack was the Senate seat that Ted got.
Oh, okay.
That's what we were talking about.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know, but I think I don't know if Bobby was a senator.
It probably doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna look though right now.
His gig was, I think he had that fucking district that they all got.
Well, this is, as Tip O'Neill said, this is Kennedy country.
Yeah, well, it's, Eddie, and as Tip O'Neill said, all politics are local politics. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
That's right.
And that's why Tip O'Neill was the Speaker of the House and a deal maker. And you know what deal maker means? At the end of the day, a buyer of drinks.
Look.
And you could just tell.
Yeah. Whoever
by that motherfucker schnoz
you
that
know
he was
that
buying drinks.
He could outdrink all those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
and
fuck yeah.
That's why he got.
Oh, yeah.
He got so much done.
And he died. You know how old he was when he died?
He was like 80 something.
69.
Was he really 69?
He didn't make it.
Jesus.
He didn't get to 70, man.
Oh, Bobby Kennedy was a senator from New York.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. He did the whole Westchester thing. Westchester.
So he must have moved down to New York. Jack had Massachusetts. And Bobby is the one that got shot and should have been shot.
Oi. What? That's a hot take. Why? Why?
Because he was fucking awful. Bobby was a worm.
Do you know that if he didn't get shot, he would have been president of the United States?
That's why
So you're pretty glad, huh?
It was good that he got shot. Well,
You're pretty glad he got shot?
I'm not glad that he got shot.
It's
I don't want
fine.
anybody to get shot.
That's fine.
But he got. It was. I believe the world is better off that he did get shot.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
You got to talk, man. I'm right.
I know. I'm just trying to think that because Bobby Kennedy would have ramped up the Vietnam War just like LBJ did. There would have been no difference there, and Bobby was a puke.
So what do you think was on what was on Sirhan's mind? What was that all about? I mean, somebody was like, God damn, this motherfucker's going to be president. We got to fucking snuff that shit out. What was up with that? I don't know anything about it.
Probably looked at him and said he looked like a puke.
What was his? Do you have any idea
I
what
don't
Sirhan's politics were?
I don't know. Is Sirhan some? I don't even know. Is he a fucking? Is he from Philadelphia or is he from the Middle East? I don't even know who he is.
From Philadelphia, care of the Middle East. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Philadelphia.
know. I have no idea.
I don't know. You want to look up Sirhan while I do a little rap about...
what do you think?
I got to do a little rap right now. It's not really a rap. I got to get a couple of quick... Look up Sirhan, will you?
I'm going to look up Sirhan.
Laura...
How do you spell Sir? Oh,
Sirhan.
You're going to the Laura Ingraham thing.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Absolutely. Go.
So Laura Ingraham got into some fucking thing with these fucking kids from... I don't know. It's like a fake news / I don't know. Some weird thing with the Parkland shooting students thing. So she had to go on vacation like all the Fox people do, because she had some negative things to say about these kids. First of all, this is how bad a human I am.
You're not a bad.
No, I'm a bad person.
No, you're not.
So this is why I'm an extra bad person. Laura Ingraham.
Did you fuck my dog again?
Not yet. Laura Ingraham is, to me, her face, she looks like an angel. I love her. I know other people who think she looks like a man baby. That's a man baby. I don't care. To me, Laura, why the long face?
In the 90s.
She's gorgeous.
She used to be on Imus.
And she's smart. And
very smart.
Here's the thing, though. She had fucking breast cancer. She had the fucking full double mastectomy.
Yeah.
So those fucking two beauties that used to be there are just gone. Now maybe she got fakies.
She
but
might have,
here's the thing: when you get them, but the thing is, the
what does
problem
that have
is
to do with her saying bad shit about?
it has a lot to do with it. That
I think she's upset about her tits.
Listen, all I'm trying to show is how fucking, what a fucking narrow, fucking shallow human being I am. That's all.
You think she just was pissed one night because she thought about she had no tits and raged on this kid?
So what I'm saying is my theory is because she had her tits removed and never really rebuilt all the way out, she was sent on vacation. If she had big boobies.
Oh, you mean at Fox?
Yeah.
So you're saying the management at Fox is as shallow as you?
Absolutely. That's my point. They're like,
meaning they sat there and they said, if she had real
you
tits,
gotta go
we'd
on
keep
vacation.
her on.
But
they're like,
and we're
look
going to
at that flat-chested whore. We're going to send her away for a fucking week.
And we're going to actually entertain the fucking withdrawal of, advertising dollars.
Somehow I don't think that's how it went down.
You don't think so?
I don't think there was a conference
Pretty sure that's
meeting.
what happened. I'm thinking that if she still had
she's
her
got
big voluptuous boobies.
She got no tits. So we got to let her go for a week.
Can we at least agree on the fact that she has the face of an angel? You know what I mean?
No. I think she's attractive. She's my age.
Speaking of the face of the angel,
she's wildly bright, though.
Speaking of the face of an angel, Bill Cosby had an appointment yesterday with his retrial beginning. Did you see this story?
Look it. I'm in Bill's corner because I think when he raped these girls,
when. But by the way, the operative word being when he raped.
In the time period. Now, hear me out.
Yeah.
In the time period,
I'm listening.
When he raped these women, it was kind of okay to rape a girl.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And I'm saying at least instead of having like the forcible date rape where the guy's holding onto your throat while he's fucking you.
You're talking about what Whoopi calls rape.
Rape.
Yeah.
At least you were sort of fucking passed out and you woke up and you go, oh shit, how come my underwear's on backwards?
Yeah, right.
What's all this fucking goo all over me?
Yeah.
So he was a tender-hearted rapist. Do you know what I'm saying, Al?
Yeah.
He didn't fucking viciously rape these women.
He's got like them.
And you got to remember, this was like, what, 60s, 70s?
I mean.
Did it get into the 80s when he was raping?
I mean, definite. Yeah. You got into the. You talking about the 1980s?
Was it in the 90s?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know.
Right up and through.
Well, you got to remember.
Not even just the 90s, straight up to recently.
Bill Clinton flat out fucking raped a woman and they tossed it aside. That was 92.
Right in her mouth.
All the way to 2000.
Yeah.
Not on the mouth. He fucking raped her.
Yeah.
Held her down, raped her like it was nothing, and then had Hillary go and fucking tell her that if she ever said anything, that bad things are going to happen to her.
That's why Hillary Clinton is going to hell.
Well, of course she is.
Yeah.
She's on the fucking...
If
she
there's
is
a
on
hell...
the high-speed rail to hell.
If there's a hell, Hillary Clinton's going there. You know? The fuck with this fucking pen? Can you talk a little?
At least...
Why am I doing all the talking tonight?
Well, I'm trying to, give you your... Because you said you were going to talk about this Laura Ingraham shit.
Well, I talked a little bit about it. We did the Cosby thing, and here's the last thing.
All right.
And we're going to wind up...
What did she say?
Who's she?
Laura Ingraham, about this kid.
No, all she said is that she was she was at the forefront of the whole... These fucking kids who are doing the anti-gun protesting...
Right.
Are
annoying.
They're not annoying, but they are they're being manipulated by the far left.
Yes.
They're being manipulated by the far left to do these particular protests, and what the whole movement is a bullshit far left zealot and frankly fucking mainstream media oriented fucking piece of shit.
Every time there's a shooting, we have to sit and listen to, we got to get rid of all the guns.
Yeah, right.
We need
Because that'll help.
We need an assault weapons ban.
Yeah, that'll help.
Well, we had a fucking 10-year assault weapons ban under Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
It did zero.
Yeah,
Are you
right.
listening, assholes?
Yeah.
So getting rid of all of the guns have to go, is impossible. It's never going to happen. So why do they keep going to the same... They keep going to the same fucking thing. It's a loser.
Yeah. Well, it's because...
It's a loser.
Because they refuse to recognize that the average voting citizen is fed up with their line of fucking bullshit.
Hey, I want to say something. I was just thinking of this. Popped into my head.
Go ahead,
There was
Joe.
a black woman on the panel with Bill Maher.
Man, why's it always got to be a black woman, man?
And I forget her name.
Yeah.
I have not seen... These people must wake up in the morning and think about all the racists. Meaning, a black person, it seems like, I'm not saying this is the way it is, but there's a black woman there.
Dude, tread carefully.
No, I understand. She has to bring up race. Okay. Someone's a racist all the time. And it seems like anytime there's a black person, somebody's a racist.
By the way, you see they got Tony Robbins on being a racist?
Is he a racist now, too?
He's really not. And by the way, Tony Robbins is fine. He's a capitalist. I get it. I think the people who fall for his bullshit are idiots for the most part. And I think
I think he's helped some people. Actually.
He's helped some people. I think statistically it will eventually be found that he helped way less people than
the amount of money he made.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And that's fine. He's a capitalist. He's got a shtick, right? He's got a shtick, right?
If you want to pay $5,000,
but you're familiar with what's going on with him, right?
No.
All right. So he said something about at one of his fucking rallies, and it was like, I don't know where it was. It was like the Spectrum in Philly or the Garden in Boston, that type of thing, an arena, right?
Like stop being a victim
there was
to all the blacks
15,000 people there,
right?
Who paid to see Tony Robbins.
Yes.
And he does that 26, 30 times a year, right?
Yeah, God love him.
He's making $20-30 million a year just on that, right? Not gross, not net, but gross, okay?
Whatever.
So he's saying, somebody asked him a question, and he's like, the Me Too movement is a victim movement.
Yeah.
And because he'd never been asked, and he fucking gave an honest answer off the top of his head. And it just wasn't happening. The founder of the Me Too movement, the whole hashtag thing, that's a real thing now. If you come up with an original hashtag, you know what I'm talking about with the hashtag thing?
You know what? I still really don't understand
what Me Too is all about. This woman created...
But that's not a race thing. That's the rape thing.
Well, yeah, no. What
Me Too is the rape, isn't it?
For the women. Yeah, right. But it was a...
But there's like hashtag Black Lives Matter.
What I'm saying is Tony Robbins had to apologize for saying that anyone involved in the Me Too movement is, they need to apologize for their victimhood. You know what I mean? More than anything else, they need to look at their fucking need and want to be a victim.
Hey, you know what?
And it didn't work out.
I watched 60 Minutes Sunday,
Oh, who was on?
and Oprah was on.
Oh, not just on, but she was interviewing someone else.
Yeah,
right?
she had a
She's
segment.
part of the team. Is she part of
Yeah,
the team?
I don't know. She floats in and out. Oprah can do what she wants. So
Of course she can.
Oprah's a billionaire, and she can do whatever she wants, and she's good.
And she's good, right? We like Oprah.
So she went to some I don't know where it was, but it was a memorial for black people that were lynched after the Civil War.
I saw a little bit. It was like the whole show, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it turns out that there's 4,000 some odd people, and they built this memorial for all the people
with
that
the hanging pieces of wood and
hanging pieces of steel.
it
and,
was steel. Okay.
yeah,
Sorry
and with from every county where there was a lynching that took place.
Sure.
And it added up to somewhere around 4,000 people. And now I'm not saying
A lot of motherfuckers got hung.
Yeah, I'm not saying that lynching.
Were hanged. Sorry.
Lynching,
awful,
lynching is
awful
not
English.
a good thing.
Well, of course not, Joe.
Bad thing. Lynching people because of the color of their skin, it's not a good thing. We know that, right?
Yeah, if you lynch someone because of the color of their skin, you pretty much are the worst human being ever, right?
And there
And
were
probably need to die yourself.
one of the things that they showed was this didn't just happen in a night with 4 guys wearing fucking, pillowcases. This would happen in a day, and there'd be, 10,000 people around cheering on the lynching. Okay, which makes it horrible. All I kept thinking while I'm watching this is, do you guys know that the Holocaust happened in the 1940s?
Yeah, right.
And they fucking enslaved and killed 6 million Jews.
They figured out
12 million people died.
And they figured out a way more economical and, what's the word, productive way to eliminate people than simply, tying a rope around their neck.
So these people
They're like,
were,
we can get rid of a bunch of
the
motherfuckers.
Jews were picked because of their ethnicity,
Yeah, same lynching. It's a lynching.
but not 4,000 died. 6 million
6
died.
million people.
So when you put it into perspective,
You're saying Jews have a bigger gripe than
lynching
black people.
wasn't that bad.
Well, it was bad for whoever got lynched. You know what I
Right.
mean?
But I mean, as far as numbers, I gotta say,
Yeah, but lynching, I'm sorry to say to everyone out there, and goddamn, I hope I'm going to be all right on this one, but lynching wasn't a governmental fucking policy or institution. You know what I mean? The elimination of the Jews by fucking gas poisoning was an institutional governmental policy.
it was a state.
Lynching black people was not a governmental policy. It was a bunch of fucking ingrate hooligans doing
Although
it
probably
free of the government. What we're talking about,
okayed by the local authorities.
by the way, which is the same reason why me, and I think are you as disturbed by the idea of the state being able to execute people?
Yes, because
I'm not comfortable with that at all.
because they often,
We talk about it once in a while, but we never really get into it.
Hey, in Illinois,
Execution
there
by
was
the
a-
state.
there was a governor. He was leaving office, and he commuted every death row prisoner's sentence because there was so much fucking shenanigans
Who was
going
this
on.
now?
He was former governor of
Illinois?
Illinois.
I mean,
And as he was leaving,
it's believable.
when he went out the door, he commuted the sentence of every death row inmate because there was so many. This was when the DNA and the Innocence Project was going on, and
Right.
like 1 out of 2 was fucking they were being killed, and they didn't do it.
Right.
Look, I guess the point is, I'm watching this and I'm like, this is all meant for me to feel bad and guilty about being white.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
who produced it?
she did. Well, it was her segment.
Oh,
So it
yeah,
was
so
her
she
people.
probably produced it, yeah.
You know, and they
At
got,
the end of the day.
and look, my heart goes out, but at the same
What was
time,
the crux of the fucking piece again? I'm sorry. I know what we're talking about, but
it was about
fill
how
everybody in who
awful
doesn't
black
know what the
people
fuck
would,
you're talking about.
Which we all know. I mean, after slavery ended, there was still a lot of bad shit happened to black
Yeah,
people.
black people got a gripe. They got a gripe.
They have a legitimate gripe.
A legitimate gripe.
But how often do I have to be subjected to? I have to feel bad for this about being white.
I mean,
I don't feel bad about being white. I'm sorry.
the problem is, Joe, is
I'm
that
not
your
joking.
lifetime and my lifetime are a mere blip. Black people have a gripe now, and they'll still probably have a gripe in 100 years.
I don't think anybody that's
they'll
black
have a gripe in
that's
100
my
years.
age. No,
I mean,
I don't think anybody that's black that's 30 has a gripe.
I think you're wrong. I think a lot of them are still
I don't know.
living on the dole and can't figure the fuck out how they just were not afforded the opportunity to
Oh no, I
fucking
agree with that.
make themselves better, education wise at the very least.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You got to get a little education beyond public,
that's
whatever's
probably,
provided by the fucking city or the fucking state in the hood you live in. You know what I mean? You got to get a little fucking extra education.
yeah. That's where the Democrats have lied and failed
That's my point.
for 50 years to help out black communities.
Yeah.
Black communities of color, typically in the city, in cities where the education sucks, resources suck, there's no jobs. That's the failure of the Democrats.
Yeah.
Probably 30 years.
It sucks and democratically
Democrats
held
want-
fucking
And
Places.
JFK, is that 50 years? Yeah, well, I was born.
60
after-
years, dude. Almost.
Well, he died in 63.
Oh, you're talking about his
I was
presidency.
born in 63.
Because he was a fucking Massachusetts senator in the late 50s, man.
I don't know. Hey, I think we got to call it a night.
Well, here's the funny thing, right? I had a momentary fucking dream of us doing a 2.5-hour show for the first time in a couple months. But it turns out that no matter how hard we try and how little or much stuff there is to talk about, we just fucking fade out around the 2-hour, fucking. But
How long has it been? We got to be over 2 hours.
Oh yeah, we're at 2:10:40, which means call that 2:11 and 5 2:16. Tonight's show is going to be over 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
There you go.
That's pretty good, right?
That's a fucking great show.
So listen,
Who the fuck wants to listen to us two morons talking for more
Fran,
than 2 hours?
Fran will be at your house a week from Friday looking for a check.
Good.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to take you up on it.
Yeah. Don't miss any shows.
Because I'm just a bad friend. If I was a better friend, I would tell you.
Don't
No,
worry.
don't
I'll
worry
get it
about
out of
it.
you somehow.
You just won't. You're getting out of me right. You're getting it out of me right now. You get it out of me right now. But it doesn't matter.
All right.
You offered. I'm taking you up on it.
All right.
Joe, I love you.
Love you too, baby.
All right, I'll see you
Good night.
Thursday. Bye.